Marlon White is one of those millennials you keep reading about. This 25-year-old Washington, D.C. event planner has been hesitant to invest his money.
I think the traditional stock market is difficult to understand. If you've never invested or if your parents don't invest, you don't really have anyone to tell you how to do it.
Now he's using an investment management and budgeting cell phone app called Acorns. White says its roundup function is even helping him find money to invest, tracking debit and credit card purchases, and then rounding the charges up to the nearest dollar, putting spare change aside for investments.
I think it's going to blow up because with the app, it makes it really easy.
Jeff Cruttenden got the idea for the app when he was a senior in college about 6 years ago. Now he's a fourth-generation investment pro in Southern California. His dad, Walter, didn't need much convincing to help his son start the business.
I could sign up for car insurance on my phone at that point. There were multiple other things that I could do, but it was difficult to start investing.
I remember one day he just sort of held up the smartphone and said, "Dad, this is your brokerage firm. This is your broker. These things are getting so smart."
What's really smart is the way the app is attracting customers, about 850,000 in just 10 months since it went live. Users contribute and indicate a risk tolerance. The app uses Acorns' proprietary formulas to come up with an asset mix, typically stocks and bonds in ETFs from big names like Vanguard, BlackRock, and PIMCO.
And investing has been built up as a very big decision. And if you can reduce it down to an app-appropriate decision, something that people could commit to within a few minutes, investing spare change, then it could be quite effective.
On top of the typical ETF fees, Acorns charges just $1 a month for accounts smaller than $5,000 and 0.25% per year for accounts above $5,000.
It wasn't too long ago that it cost $35 to do a wire transfer, and we can now transfer for just a penny or two.
Users accustomed to doing business on their phones, especially younger ones, appear to be getting hooked.
It's definitely addictive. I check it a couple times a day.
Of course, that video game-like attraction can also be a concern.
Games are good at getting you to do things over and over again. And of course, in finance, that's not necessarily a good thing.
University of Pennsylvania professor Ethan Mollick says constantly trading and checking balances runs counter to the idea of long-term investing. But he also notes these apps are helping to enlighten new investors.
Thinking about how do you increase their financial literacy, how do you increase their sense of self-efficacy and empowerment. And those are really where I think the really exciting frontiers are.
Exciting, too, for Jeff and Walter Cruttenden, who feel like they're helping to blaze a trail with Acorns that could be lined up with a whole lot of nuts down the road.
I believe that microinvesting will be ubiquitous. It'll be something that happens in the background.
We're expanding the pie. We are bringing new people on at a pace that really hasn't been seen because we're making it easy and accessible.
Old business done a new way. 850,000 customers is nothing to sneeze at, right in the ballpark with some of the big brokerage firms that have had apps for several years.